Scorpio. Today, we're going to look at August 23rd, 2025, and that's the new moon in Virgo. So if you like this reading, please subscribe and tell me what you enjoyed about this reading, and I love to read your comments, and I thank you if you are already a subscriber. And I apologize for all the raven and the chickens just going nuts for no reason. I don't know how to calm them down, but they're having a party, and sorry about that if you hear that like through this whole thing, because it's been going on. It's a thing. So sorry. But let's continue. So the number in numerology, the number for that day is 22. And 22 is a master number and a master builder. It's a powerful energy for long-term vision, inner discipline, and transformation through action. So for Scorpio, this is a rare opportunity to turn emotional resilience into momentum. It's not about sudden change, it's about brave, thoughtful evolution. So you may find yourself ready to walk away from something that once consumed you. It's a pattern, a role, or a relationship, and move toward a future you're just beginning to imagine. It's not impulsive, it's earned. And in astrology, the new moon activates your 11th house of friendships, hopes, future vision, and soul-aligned communities. It invites you to redefine your big picture dreams and decide who you want to share them with. So, the sun and the moon are together in Virgo. That is your 11th house. That's going to talk about vision, networks, and higher purpose. So you've been asked to plant seeds for your future, not just any future, but one that aligns with your truest values. So you might reevaluate your goals, let go of shallow connections, or feel drawn to new people or causes that actually light you up. Mercury is retrograde, and that's in Virgo also, so 11th house. That's going to talk about reassessing goals and alliances. So, old friends, collaborators, or dreams may resurface. This is a chance to reconnect or release with grace. So, a creative partner or friend may reappear, giving you a second chance to make something meaningful together, or closure to move on. Venus is in Leo. That's your 10th house. That's going to talk about public image and career legacy. So you're refining how you want to be seen in the world. What do you really want your legacy to be? So you may feel ready to pivot publicly. That's changing your branding or launching a project or showing up more boldly in your career. And Mars is in Gemini. That's your 8th house. That's going to talk about transformation, power, and inner work. Mars activates your shadow work and hidden strength. This is a potent time for releasing what no longer serves and taking action that reclaims your energy. So you might dive into therapy or break a toxic habit or set boundaries that finally protect your peace. Let's just get your tarot cards. And this one, the first one, is Strength. And it says, it's what you can't see that grounds you. That's a pretty card. So, Strength. Strength talks about inner power and patience and compassionate courage. So, strength is a quiet roar, the power that doesn't dominate but endures. This card speaks of your inner resilience. It reminds you don't have to push, force, or prove. So you might face a challenge that tempts you to lash out or retreat, but instead you respond with grace. Whether it's a difficult conversation or a temptation or an emotional trigger, you meet it with grounded compassion. So here's your advice. Trust your emotional mastery. Real power is patient. You already have what it takes. Your second card is the Page of Wands, and it says, I know what isn't for me. So the Page of Wands talks about excitement and new vision and bold curiosity. So the Page of Wands is a spark. It shows up when you're ready for something new, especially creatively, spiritually, or purposefully. You might not know where it's going to go yet, but you know it's time. So you may feel the urge to start a new project or travel or say yes to something that you've been hesitant to try. It's the fresh start energy that whispers, what if? So here's your advice. Be open. Follow your curiosity. This could be the first step toward a wildly fulfilling future. And then I got the Six of Swords. And this says it's time to find your tribe. So the Six of Swords talks about transition and moving on and emotional healing. This card signals a gentle departure from what no longer serves. It's not an escape. It's a calm, conscious choice to move toward peace, even if it means letting go of something familiar. You might finally detach from a toxic mindset, release an emotional burden, or distance yourself from a dynamic that's been quietly draining. You're not running, you're graduating. So here's your advice. Give yourself permission to move on. The shore ahead is calmer, wiser, and built for your healing. So, how does this day affect a Scorpio sun, moon, and rising? So Scorpio sun, you're being asked to apply your emotional depth toward building a future with more lightness and clarity. Your inner strength is surfacing, not as defense, but as direction. So you might make a subtle yet powerful decision to leave something behind, like a job or a habit, or a connection, because you finally trust your vision more than your fear. Scorpio moon, your emotional world is in healing motion. You're processing a release, but not from chaos, from wisdom. What once felt like a storm now feels like a cleanse. You may journal through an old heartbreak or memory and realize you no longer carry resentment, only understanding. And that's growth. Scorpio rising. You're becoming more visible, more focused, and more forward-facing. People might notice you're quieter and more deliberate. That's a powerful current behind that calm. So you might update your public image, you speak on something you once kept private, or align with a new group that matches your next level. So here's a summary of what this day means to you, Scorpio. So this new moon marks the closing of an old emotional chapter and an opening for a brave new one. You're walking forward, not because you have to, but because you're ready. And that makes all the difference. So strength reminds you to lead from emotional wisdom, not fear. Page of Wands invites you to take a bold first step into something fresh and soul-aligned, and the Six of Swords confirms that you are moving on with grace. So here's the real-life takeaway. Your next chapter doesn't require a fight, just a yes. Trust your quiet strength. It's louder than you think. And let go gently. The future is lighter than the past. So here's your advice for Scorpio on this day. You are the storm and the calm after. Don't rush this moment. Honor it. You're not escaping, you're evolving. Let that old self sail gently into memory and let the new you rise, braver, lighter, and wiser. Thank you, Scorpio. And I hope to see you in your next reading. You've been beginning and move toward a future you've just okay. Gonna get it this time. Look at that. Listen to that bullshit outside. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's not Mercury.